Happy
Hello.
holidays.
Merry Christmas. You're wearing your Christmas sweater, which is adorable. I love it so much. I love that one. And I
Do,
have
do,
mine.
do.
It's Santa wearing a unicorn.
Oh, Santa baby.
Sparkly. A little, in the festive spirit. Might
That's
as well wear
right.
our sweaters.
They should combine a Christmas song with the Darth Vader do 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 do
They
do
should
do.
really.
Do.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, like a
yeah.
Santa version of
Like a
Darth
Star
Vader.
Wars. Yeah, they like Santa Star. Oh my gosh, that would, yeah, people would line up to
Or
hear
they should
that.
do a Star Wars Christmas special. Like they did a Guardians of
Good.
the Galaxy Christmas special on Disney Plus. It was so cute.
I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it, but I
Oh,
haven't watched it
okay.
yet.
Yeah,
But they've
it's
been
really
doing those
cute.
specials. Like they for Halloween they did the Werewolf at Night special, the
Uh-huh.
Marvel.
I didn't
Um
watch that one.
oh
Was
my
it
god,
any
it was
good?
so good. I loved it so much. It was
Um,
kind of like an old-time black and white monster movie, but
Ooh,
it was really good. I highly recommend it to anyone to give it a look-see because I really liked it.
nice. Nice.
Yeah. But getting into Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Do,
season
do,
1,
do, do,
episode 8,
do.
I believe. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think it's 8. I
I,
Robot
Robot,
Eugene.
Eugene.
Um yeah.
This
You
is
know,
one of the ones we hate.
it's not it's just so lame and kind of like boring, and I was thinking back on it and I realized I don't remember much of it at all. Like a lot
Mm-mm.
of it escaped my brain. And those are bad episodes where all you remember, the only thing I really remembered was the demon robot. I said that's not a good episode. If all I remember is the demon robot, that's gonna. And I remembered Buffy's jacket because she's wearing this like uh
You
leopard.
remember the clothes? Be like,
Yeah,
oh.
because I have that almost exact same jacket, and I'm like, that's my favorite jacket. So I was paying more attention to her jacket than I was the scene that was going on, and that's
Mm-hmm.
never a good thing.
Yeah,
Um,
that's not a good thing.
but yeah, like okay, so getting into the review off of what my little brain remembers, which isn't much for this episode. I know it starts back in the olden times, like the 1600s, maybe 1500s. I don't know, olden days, where these priests are trapping this demon Moloch. Was
Yeah, that sounds right. Moloch.
Moloch? That sounds about right. Into this book. So, and they succeeded and they trapped him, and you think all is well, but flash forward to the 20th century and technology has improved, and they're in the
Yeah, they're in the
library
library, right? Scanning in the books.
scanning in the books onto the computer, which I guess the priest never really took into account could happen. Um, so
Which
they're
was a
scanning.
cool idea. I mean,
It is a cool. I
it's
mean,
like Buffy had Kindle before there was Kindle.
seriously, it's the concept itself is not bad. It's not a bad concept. It's just like executed really poorly. Um,
All these demonic books will just scan in without any idea of consequence.
they'll come to life. But this is the first episode, and for Scene where we meet Miss Calendar.
Yes, and we loves
I
her.
love Miss Calendar so much. I didn't know. I
Mm-hmm.
did not know I would love her so much, but I did. And right away, she and Giles are kind of like going at each other, but in the
Fart.
best flirtatious-y sort of I don't understand you, you don't understand me, but also I find you attractive sort of way.
Yeah.
He is all into books and reading and sort of this like lovely little antique life, and she is
Techno.
pagan. Completely into technology, and that's one of the reasons I love
Aquarian.
them together.
She's probably an Aquarian.
Probably, although as an Aquarian, I have to say I'm not as technologically savvy as I should be.
I just love technology.
I love the idea of it in certain ways. Artificial
Mm-hmm.
intelligence scares me. I don't know.
Oh, I
I
hope they take over
Terminator
the
movie keeps
world and
playing
I'm
in my
alive to
mind.
see it. Like, think of all of the ways to go. And instead of going out of old age, you get like killed by a robot. Doesn't that sound so much cooler?
I mean, if you think of it that way, if we have some sort of robot revolution and the apocalypse comes about in a very Terminator-esque way, then yeah, I would choose to get taken out by I would prefer getting taken out by a robot over a vampire or werewolf. That's for sure.
I don't know. If one of them looked like Brad Pitt in Interview with the Vampire, I might want to go that route. Be like,
still don't kill me.
just
Bite me.
just turn me, don't kill me. Like either way, it'd be a beautiful death.
Plus, in Interview with the Vampire, you still maintain your soul. If this was like
it's not like the Buffy universe where you turn into a demon, which is then I wouldn't want to be turned because I'm like, well, I won't be there anymore. Some demon will be housing my body. Like,
it wouldn't even be you. It's like you died. Basically, I died and my soul went somewhere, and heaven forbid you end up like
stuck
Angel
inside
and have your soul
body
thrown back into your body, and you remember all of these horrible things you did. Be thinking, oh my god, I killed a puppy. I'm gonna go stand in the sun.
Which if Spike was in love with Buffy when he was a demon, and then he wanted to get his soul, wouldn't the demon then leave and then Spike's soul, which is a different person, come in, and would that person still love Buffy? Like, I don't.
This is why I've never been a Buffy fan, and I have
the logic friends, of it. It's like,
I mean, I have friends who are Buffy till they die.
Yes, and, me too.
It's like I don't want to crap on their ship because I know how it feels when people try to crap on mine.
Yeah,
but I
don't
just don't
shoot
understand
the ship.
It. Don't shoot my ship. And I don't understand the logic of it, I think is the problem in my brain. Because it just seems that, the Spike that was in love with Buffy, which is basically a soulless Spike who can't really love. It's more of like when you're soulless, how can you love, for one?
Right.
But his version of love. So his version of loving her, and then he goes and gets his soul restored. Technically, it's a different person who was in love with her.
That's what I thought. It was now. Like, so a demon inhabited your body. That demon fell in love with Buffy. That demon decides to give up his body to the soul that inhabited the body before. But then all of a sudden that soul is just like the demon. But I don't know. It's just like, wouldn't that be a totally different person? Wouldn't he have gotten the soul and been like, who are you? Like,
or he has like, I mean, I know he has his memories, so it would be you have these memories, and I understand memories of loving someone, kind of probably how Angel is towards Darla, where he remembers it, but he doesn't have that sort of attachment now because he's a completely different person. So I wish this is what I wish for season 7. I wish they would have focused on Spike being that different person and having these memories.
Yeah, if they had it, that he was different because he was a different being. And that demon that fell in love with her was gone. That would make more sense to me.
Explored it as, say, he is who he is now. I forget what his name is for some reason. Like, I can't remember.
It's Forever Spike.
It's Forever Spike. But if he, went to Buffy and explained he had a soul now, and he did still have those memories, and he kind of fought with those memories of loving her, even though he was a different person, and we could kind of experience him as this now soulful person, maybe falling for her. That's a different story.
That would have been beautiful.
That could have been beautiful.
Yeah,
I would have loved that too. Like, it's not like I'm not opposed necessarily to just Spike and Buffy, just how it was like it's a vampire, it's a soulless demon. If he didn't have that chip, he would be wreaking havoc.
Well, and I love evil Spike.
I do too.
He's so witty and funny, and
I love evil Spike so much. He's one of my favorites.
He's like Guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, but like a little badass.
He's amazing. He's an amazing character. You don't know. And I always say too, because we're big Buffy Angel fans, but I don't want to see Buffy with Angelus. I don't want her to have a
No.
relationship with him, jealous. Fine, they're hot together. You share like one like hot crazy kiss, okay, because they're both still really good looking people. I don't want her to have a relationship with him. He's the soulless demon.
He's
This is
a
not.
demon, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want her. It's just like I can't rationalize it in my brain. Is the problem?
I feel like we're talking about this because we don't want to talk about the episode because we hate the episode so much.
I know.
This conversation is more interesting to me than the whole iRobot.
The whole entire episode. Okay, I'm just gonna give a quick recap of it and we'll go from there. So, meet Miss Calendar. It's amazing. Willow scans Moloch into the computer, and right away, and this should have been a tip off for Willow right away. Their computer's like, hello, or hi, or something, or where am I, or something. And she just starts talking to them. And you're thinking, Willow, what are you doing? You don't know who this person is, this random being. And she starts talking to him and develops an online relationship with Moloch, who I think is calling themselves Malcolm online. And starts, online dating them. And he also talks to these two other boys. Moloch talks to these two other boys and kind of gains his cult back in a way. And these other boys seem to accept him for what he is. And I don't think Willow just thinks he's another teen boy from somewhere that she's talking to. And like, oh, Willow, again, your naivety is it's so cute but so dangerous. This is not a good thing. And when she tells Buffy is of course skeptical, as anyone would be when a friend
normally like
when a friend tells
online,
you, I met this person online and we've been talking and he really gets me and understands me. And you ask them, so have you talked on the phone at all? Have you seen them through,
it's a
web chat? Like,
yeah. I know. Actually, somebody tried to do that with me on Facebook. They're like, oh, I can't talk on the phone, or I can't see you over Messenger. Let's just keep texting. And it was like, okay, this is a scam. So I just kept playing along until they finally asked for money, and I was like, all right, that's fine. I was just so curious, how does this work? And then they totally were like, man, I've got this flight, it's a couple grand, and I was just like, wow.
And for you it was money. For Willow it was her soul.
Yeah, just your soul. Just your soul. Trifle, really. You won't miss it.
Yeah. Poor unfortunate soul.
In pain, in need. It won't cost much. Just your soul.
Yeah, just your soul. Oy. So Willow, Buffy's skeptical. She talks to Xander about it a little, and this kind of stuck out for me because Xander was skeptical too, even before Buffy. Actually, he was more skeptical than Buffy was. And then Buffy accused him jokingly of being jealous, and that's when Xander said, oh no, I don't feel about Willow that way. But it kind of just also goes to show just another clue that he does know how Willow feels about him.
I know. It's just so messed up.
It's so sad. And I do think he handles the Willow thing well by not leading her on in any way, at least in season 1. And then they kind of were like joking around about, oh, he could be anyone. He could be a serial killer. He could be this. He could be that. And then they laugh like it was all like, ah ha ha, you get me going. You get me going too. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, that's very accurate of what it could be. Yeah. This is not a joke. This is real. But then they get more concerned as Willow starts skipping class and arriving late and all these un-Willow things. And kind of getting this more attachment to Malcolm. So Buffy and Xander start investigating. They find out somehow, I don't even remember, so I don't know if it was written poorly or if they just didn't say, but they find out that Malcolm's coming from this warehouse or something that went out of business, and now it's another empty warehouse, but Buffy goes there and it's not empty anymore and full of people, so they know something's up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh yeah, Buffy went to talk to this other boy, Dave, who was also talking to Malcolm. But she just went to talk to Dave for, I don't really know why. And Dave later tries to set her up to kill her because
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm is realizing that Buffy is bad for what I'm trying to get out of Willow. We got to get her out of the way because he's a demon and that's what they do. So he was trying to use Dave to do it. And at the last minute, Dave had a change of heart. I was like, Buffy, no. But she had already walked into the trap, which was walking into this puddle of water that was electrocuted. So she got zapped off her feet. In a very Buffy fashion, then was more concerned about her hair than anything else. Which I can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
I just a few days ago, I tripped and face planted into
Oh,
the
no.
rocks out back. And the first thing I did, my sister was there. She's like, "Oh my God, Paige, are you okay?" And I was like, "How's my face? Is my face okay?" Oh my God. Yeah, injuries take a backseat to beauty. So sad. But and then later they find Dave dead. The other boy that Malcolm was talking to, I guess, killed him. So, and like tried to frame it as a suicide, but it wasn't. And then oh God, this episode, I'm trying, it's in the recesses of my mind. And then
pull it out.
come out. Oh, and then Willow kind of gets clued into Moloch being bad or Malcolm being bad because he mentioned something that she didn't mention about Buffy, about her getting kicked out of her last school. So Willow, who at first I thought, and this was something I don't want to say it's inconsistent. It just seemed weird to me. Like at first I thought Moloch had some sort of power over Willow. I was kind of using maybe
because he seemed like that.
Power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially with Dave and the other guy. So I thought he was using magic or sorcery or whatever his demon power was. But then this showed me that no, it wasn't, because he mentioned something a little off and Willow said, she saw red flags and was like, okay, I'm gonna stop talking to him for a little while. So it wasn't mind control or anything. It was just Willow. And that I think surprised me a little, because even if she was into this boy, I don't see her as blowing off Buffy or saying not mean things to Buffy, but just things that she wouldn't say to Buffy wasn't for Malcolm and missing class and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a little weird. I think he should have had some like persuasive power or something. I think it would have
yeah, because you get that idea with the other kids. He's like brainwashing.
Yeah. And it would have made more sense for Willow's behavior. She was never mean or callous or anything. It was just un-Willow-like for the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So she stops talking to him, and then Malcolm sends the other really just kind of evil boy to kidnap her. And they kidnap her and they bring her to the warehouse, and somehow Buffy and Xander find out she was kidnapped. Maybe because they went to her house and they saw like her computer screen was on and she was gone. So they go to rescue her. In the meantime, Moloch has transferred his body into this robot. This demon robot that his cult had built for him. So he is now this it was so ridiculous. This demon robot. Willow, being of sound mind, says, "I'm not going to be yours." Because I guess Moloch has really thought he had a connection with Willow. He doesn't just want her as a cult member. He like really feels something. I don't know, the demon, he can't really feel much, but feels something for Willow until Willow rejects him, and then he's going to kill her.
Yeah. Typical,
Typical. But again, dating. Willow, I feel like if you're in this situation, just play it out until Buffy comes, Yeah,
I know. Just be like, oh yeah, I'll totally be with you. I gotta get something from my car. Be right back.
I feel we totally should be together. Let me go grab my clothes and all my stuff, and
I'm gonna go get my stuff from my house. I'll move in with you. Yeah. And then just take off, go get Buffy.
Gone. And even if he says, "Oh, well, let me come with you," be like, "Okay, sure." And then make sure we stop by Buffy's house on the way. Like, go the long way.
I have a lot of stuff here that I need to pick up first.
Stuff I need. I'll just be a second. And they're Buffy, help me! But yeah, so yeah, it's just she didn't do that. She just rejected him flat out. So I mean,
yeah, because that's what you want to do to a giant demon robot you've been texting is just reject him flat out.
He's gonna handle that so well. But Buffy and Xander get there just in time, and Buffy fights him and's having a hard time with him because he's a giant robot. So eventually she makes him punch through these electrical wires and he electrocutes himself. And that's about it. And then they sit around at the end of the episode kind of joking about how their love lives and how, you know, Xander had a giant bug he fell for and Willow had a robot demon and Buffy had a vampire. And in my head I'm thinking, Buffy, yours is not like theirs.
One of these is not like the other. You had a vampire with a soul who's madly in love with you.
You had what all romantic stories are written about. These other two were just played by giant evil things.
Yeah, it's like not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. So that was I, Robot, You, Jane. Oh, also I forgot to mention when they were trying to defeat Moloch by exorcising him from the web because he was wreaking havoc on the web, you know, changing like doctors' directives and all this sort of stuff. Miss Calendar came in and helped Giles do it. And this is where you learn that Miss Calendar is a techno-pagan. So, my little dog just came in.
Hello, puppy.
Hi,
Can you pick him up and put him on screen?
I would, but like I have this little heater here, and he hates the heater, so he doesn't go near it. He stays like a guppy fish on the outside of the heater. Diddy Moose. Yeah, I don't
can't snatch him.
I know, Diddy. No,
Diddy.
He's like, there's a heater. But yeah, so that was the episode.
Zero bloody stakes for me.
No,
I could do without this episode.
I'm giving it more than 0 just because I really disliked the pack episode more than this one.
Killed
the cute little pig. And this episode, at least, we got Miss Calendar was introduced.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I guess Miss Calendar's worth a bloody steak.
She's worth I will give a bloody steak to Miss Calendar. She's worth me. So I'm gonna give it 1 bloody steak.
Bloody steak. I'll give it 1 from Miss Calendar.
Of the pack. Yeah, 1. It was just I don't know. It was lame. It didn't make sense. Sorry, my little dog.
Hold him up.
Diddy. Okay, it's not happening. But yeah, so.
Well, I don't know. Miss Calendar has your bloody steak. She doesn't need mine. I go back to 0.
But did you dislike this one as much as you disliked the pack?
I feel like they're the same. I don't remember what I rated the pack. Did I give the
0.
pack 1? 0? Yeah, they're the same in my mind. They're just
yeah, probably 1.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a drink for this one too, and then I was like, but I didn't know what to do. I'm like, what do you do for a machine? A boring machine episode. I don't know what to make. I'll think about it. Maybe
something basic like a beer because it's.
Yeah, I should. It should be like a beer, like something. A beer with something like 2 basic. If I take 2 basic drinks, like a beer and I don't know, a shot of whiskey together. I don't even know how that would be. I feel I'd have to add something sweet, or else I would. There would be problems. Like I'm not doing this. I can't even drink this. Just like, I
We
cannot
gotta
watch
think of an
this.
episode to have hard cider with, because I love me some hard cider.
I love hard cider too. Oh my goodness,
Mhm.
it's so good. Oh, like hard
Mhm.
cider with a hint of something. I don't know. Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
think about it. I'll think about it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that was our review of iRobot, You Jane. Yeah, didn't really like it.
Didn't like it.
Next episode, I think, is the puppet one.
Oh, the
I'm not 100%
creepy
certain, but I
puppet.
think it was the puppet one. And again, it's weird
Mm.
because I love season 1, but then I'm realizing there's all these episodes
That
from
are
season
just
1, which is a short season that I
yeah.
didn't really jam on. So
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll see when we
Yeah.
review the puppet one what our final thoughts are.
How many steaks that one
How many
gets.
steaks we give it. Alrighty. So we will see you guys later. That was our review of iRobot, You Jane. All right. So bye.